Hello, welcome to Marcie's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a creamy vegetable noodle soup. Of course it's vegan. So we're going to start with our vegetable broth first. Of course I'm going to be utilizing the vegetable bouillon powder. So it calls for a cup vegetable broth. So we're going to take a cup of warm water and a tablespoon of our vegetable bouillon powder. I'm going to go ahead and add in my onions because I don't want chunks of onions. So if you want chunks of onions, you can dice them. I've just sliced them because they're going to go in the blender anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that is 1 yellow onion. I'm also going to go ahead and add in my celery. I don't like chunks of celery. I don't mind the taste of celery. I actually kind of like it. I've grown to appreciate it, but I do not like to bite in to a piece of celery. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in with our vegetable broth and our onions, and we're going to go ahead and cook that till it's translucent, and then all of that is going to go into the blender. So that's 2 ribs of celery. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on our burner so we can go ahead and get those onions and celery softening in our vegetable broth. And we're just going to let that soften. It'll probably take about 10 minutes, and then it will all go into the blender before we start adding our other ingredients. So while my onions and celery are in the vegetable broth softening, I'm going to go ahead and get my carrots on, also get my pasta on. Now this does make a little more mess when it comes to cleanup, because you could do it all in the one pot, but I've kind of waited to the last minute to fix my lunch, and I'm getting pretty hungry, so I'm going to go ahead and get that prepared. If you're not in a hurry, we'll add in your pasta and your carrots at the end and do another simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. That'll cut off time at the end. So I've got a cup of pasta here. This is actually a vegetable pasta that you can buy at Walmart, and all that's in it is, it's made of broccoli and kale, carrots, so it's a multicolored pasta, but there's no processed ingredients in it. It's all made from vegetables, and it's actually pretty good. So we've got a cup of that. And then I've got about 5 small carrots. If you have bigger, meatier carrots, you could do less. So I'm going to go ahead and get that water boiling for our pasta. And then over here we've got our carrots. So our water for our pasta is boiling. Again, if you're not in a time crunch, you can just add it to our soup pot at the very end. But I'm trying to save a little bit of time because I've waited till the last minute to make this. We're going to boil that for 10 to 15 minutes, so it's a nice consistency. So we're just going to check on our onions and celery. Everything looks pretty translucent, so it should go in the blender and blend up pretty easily. So I am just going to go ahead and add in another cup of water and another tablespoon of our powder. So technically that would be another cup of vegetable broth, because I feel like I need a little bit more liquid in the blender. I'm going to go ahead and add in my thyme to the blender before we blend it, because they're just a little bit bigger than I like, and sometimes when I'm eating them, you'll get a piece of We're going to go ahead and get the onion, celery, and vegetable broth back in there. So we're going to add our basil, our dill, our parsley, our sea salt, and our flour. And you're just going to whisk that together. So we're right at the 10-minute mark. And I'm just going to go ahead and check out the consistency of the pasta. Now mind you, the pasta is going to sit in this soup for about a week until I finish it. So I'm going to have it just a little bit more on the firm side than I would if I was eating it all right away. Yep, good consistency. Gonna go ahead and drain that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in a cup of milk. In your case, you're gonna be adding a half cup. And this is a plant-based unsweetened. My particular choice most of the time is soy and something that I don't want to be sweet, because I do try to stay away from almond milk. You're just gonna whisk that in. Go ahead and add in the remainder of our milk. In this case, for you, it's going to be 1.5 cups, but I'm making a double batch. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add our additional broth, which in my particular case is going to be water plus our powder. We're going to go ahead and add in our additional nutritional yeast. And we're just going to whisk that all in, making sure that you don't have flour stuck to the bottom of your pot. And we're going to bring that to a boil. Now, if you've not already softened your pasta and your carrots, you could add it in now. So we're just going to check our carrots. Make sure I like the consistency. Yeah, that's a good consistency considering they're going to be mixed up in this soup for a week in the fridge, so they'll soften just a little bit more. So we're just going to go ahead and drain those. So we've got the base of our soup. Then we're going to go ahead and add our nice carrots. And then we're going to go ahead and add our last ingredient, which is our pasta. Which, if you wanted to add some different vegetables in this, feel free. I would have added some sort of pepper, whether it be a bell pepper or jalapenos, if I had any, but I don't. And again, if you're not in a time crunch and you want to save on cleanup, you can put your carrots and your pasta in your mixture once you've added all the other ingredients and simmer it for 15 minutes. But I wanted to just cut some time off the end of the recipe. I had some time while I was waiting on the onions and celery to soften. But here's your end result of the vegan, creamy vegetable noodle soup. So I don't know about you, but I am ready for lunch. And this looks pretty delicious. It is one of my favorites.